Hey guys, and welcome back to today's video. Today's Sunday, April 21st, 2024, and today I'm going to be going over an updated prediction for the 2024 Senate election. So this is my April version. I did one back in, I believe, January, and so I'm going to go over my updated version today. So starting off with the states that I know we can guarantee will be safe for the Democrats will be Washington, California, New York, and then a lot of the northeastern states such as Maryland, Delaware, and all the ones you can see I filled in here. And along with Maine's Angus King is an independent senator, but he does caucus with the Democrats, and last time I believe he got over 10 points. He won his state by 10 points. For the Republicans, we do know that states like North Dakota, Wyoming, and all the states you see me filling in right now will be safe for the Republicans. Oh, I forgot to fill in Hawaii. Hawaii will be another safe Democrat state. West Virginia, Joe Manchin is the current Democrat senator there. He won his state by, I believe, 3 points in 2018. He is retiring, and so that will be a safe Republican state. Going over to the states that will be likely for Democrats will be Virginia, Minnesota. Incumbent Amy Klobuchar is up for re-election. She's very popular. I believe that she will most likely win. She won it by safe margins. Not safe margins, excuse me. She won by decent margins last time. That will hopefully help her win re-election. So here are what you could say are the battleground states. Texas I'm going to put as a lean right now. I'll get into that in a minute. And Florida will most likely be safe. So Montana, Nevada, Arizona, Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania are our swing states for this 2024 election season for Senate. And if we look at fundraising in quarter one for the Democrats, they are outraising the Republicans by literally millions of dollars. First up in Ohio, Sherrod Brown has basically raised $10 million more than Bernie Moreno, who just won, I believe, a couple weeks ago, the Ohio primary. In deep red Texas, Colin Allred is already outraising Ted Cruz by nearly $3 million. Montana, incumbent John Tester is beating Tim Sheehy by roughly $6 million. In Arizona, Ruben Galileo is beating Kerry Lake by roughly $4 million. Pennsylvania, Bob Casey. Wisconsin, Tammy Baldwin. Nevada, Jackie Rosen. All of these Democrats are easily out fundraising their challenging opponents in the Republican Party. And so this is going to be an interesting election because, as you can see, Republicans already are going to have most likely 50 seats in the Senate. So let's look at some of the polling, and I'd like you to keep in mind that I'm not big on polling, but I feel it's important that you do look at it because it could or could not sway an election. Because I think if you look back at 2020, the polls show Biden was going to win, and he did win. But in 2016, it was quite the opposite story. Starting off in Wisconsin, we can see Tammy Baldwin has already 5 to 8 point lead in the polls against her challenger. Now, this most recent poll from April 3rd to the 10th showed Baldwin tied. But I do think that Baldwin will most likely win by a decent margin. I say probably 5 to 10 points because she is a pretty popular incumbent in a swing state, and I think it's going to help her because she already has a massive supporting. And if we look at in 2018, we can see here that she won by 11 points, which is pretty amazing considering her being in a swing state. And if you look at all these counties that Trump won in 2020, so I don't know how much she's going to win by. I would say roughly 5 to 10 points. So yeah, I think Tammy Baldwin will definitely prevail. Headed to Michigan. Actually, let's go to Pennsylvania. Bob Casey is the incumbent in Pennsylvania, and he's also very popular. He won by 13 points in 2018, and as you can see, he won a ton of the Philadelphia suburbs. A lot of counties that Biden won, but Bob Casey Jr. did way better than Biden. I mean, it's honestly astonishing to me how well and how much he won by. He even won Erie County, which is where Biden won by 0.1%. I mean, look at the precincts. He did amazing, and he's been in there for several terms now, including 2012. He won. There he won by roughly 9 points. So I think, and even looking at his fundraising, he's won. He's fundraising about $1 million more than David McCormick, and Bob Casey Jr. is definitely going to do pretty well. I think he'll roughly win by 10 points, which is what Joe Biden was polling against Donald Trump in Pennsylvania. Where a poll that came out recently showed Biden ahead by 10 points. So Biden's doing pretty well in Pennsylvania right now. And I'm honestly pretty astonished because Donald Trump has been beating him in practically every single poll at the swing state level. And when we look at Michigan, Michigan's kind of a different story because incumbent Debbie Stabenow is retiring, and Alyssa Slotkins, who represents the Lansing area, right northwest of, this is Washtenaw County right here, the darkest blue. Northwest of Washtenaw County is Lansing, Michigan, home of the Michigan State Spartans and Michigan's state capital. That is where Alyssa Slotkins is from. Alyssa Slotkins is retiring from her seat in the United States House of Representatives to run for the Senate seat, along with a retired libertarian who's now running as a Republican. If we look at the Republican primary, Justin Amash used to be a part of the House of Representatives from Michigan's 3rd Congressional District, which this is not where he used to represent. I think hopefully I can pull it up right here. If we look back at Justin Amash in 2018. Let's go to, sorry, I might not be able to find it. But I think that Alyssa Slotkins is pretty well known across Michigan, so I think she'll do just fine enough to where she's gonna win. I'd say just narrowly. I'll put it as a lean for now because I think maybe even tilt. I'm not sure. I'd put it as a lean because I think that Michigan has a strong. Michigan's Democratic Party is pretty strong, holding the state house and state senate along with the governor in both Senate seats. So I think they're at a pretty good spot right now, and plus the Michigan GOP is actually crumbling underneath itself. It is doing a horrible job, and it is an absolute failure and disappointment. And so yeah, I think she will win just based on the fact. Also, Justin Amash is, I do believe, the front runner currently in the primary right now. So there's that. This is Justin Amash. So I do believe he will. I do believe Justin Amash will get the nomination, but I don't think he'll win. Going to Nevada. Let me pull up the 2018 Senate elections. Here we go. So as you can see, in 2018. Mitch McConnell and the Republican Party gained 2 seats, and the Democrats lost 2. The Democrats had control of Florida, Indiana, Missouri, and North Dakota from the 2012 elections, and the Democrats won Nevada and Arizona. So, in looking at Arizona, Ruben Galileo is beating Kari Lake by roughly $4 million. And if we check out polling from Arizona, we can see that Galileo is easily beating Kari Lake in the more recent polls. Now, Kari Lake already lost the 2022 Arizona gubernatorial election, which is why I'm very skeptical of that she could actually win. I'm going to put it as a lean for now. I'm going to put it as a lean for now because I highly doubt she will actually win due to the fact she already lost against Katie Hobbs in 2022. And also, Ruben Galileo is already out fundraising her and beating her in the polls. And the fact that Arizona has already basically become a blue state, having both Senate seats be Democrats, governor being a Democrat, and Joe Biden winning it in 2020 makes me very hesitant to say if Kari Lake will win it or not, because I don't think she will, just due to the fact that Arizona has basically almost become a blue state now. Headed over to Nevada, Nevada incumbent Jackie Rosen is going up against Sam Brown. She out fundraised him by $2.6 million in quarter one. And if we look at the polls coming out of Nevada, we can see that she is massively winning in these polls. I mean, it's not even... she's literally won every single poll that has come out since basically December of last year. And I think we shouldn't put it as a safe state, but I would say it's likely to go blue, considering like the Reno area, Carson City, Las Vegas, massive. Las Vegas and Reno are massive Democrat strongholds in Nevada. Two of the counties that almost always go blue. And so now we're going to look at Montana. Jon Tester is literally almost $5.4 million ahead of Tim Sheehy. I mean, it's astonishing how much money he's raising compared to a Republican in a basically safe Republican state. So let me find Montana on here. Here we go. Tester has been winning most of these polls, except for one that came out in March 29th, where Sheehy was leading him by 3 points. But if we look at... Also, we have to look at money fundraising. Jon Tester raised $8 million in quarter one alone, which is absolutely astonishing for a safe state that would go to Republicans. And even looking back into February, he was leading Sheehy by 9 points, Matt Rosendale, who has now dropped out, at 9 points, and Johnson by 15 points, which is honestly astonishing. And if we look back at the 2018 election results, we can see that he won by roughly 3 points. 2012 was another year he won, where he won by roughly 4 points. 2006 was his first year, where he won by less than 1 point. And so that is really great for a Democrat in a safe state that went to Trump by over, I believe, like 15 points. So I'm going to put it as a tilt currently, because I think Jon Tester is doing a great job for the people of Montana. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce, like, what would you call Montanian? So, yeah, I think it will be a tilt, because it is a safe Republican state for at the presidential level, but at the Senate level, not so much. Finally, wrapping it up in Ohio, we have Sherrod Brown going against Bernie Moreno. And looking at polls, there hasn't been... Okay, well, I guess early March there was we do have a good amount of polls in, where against Moreno on March 13th, Sherrod Brown was beating him by 11 points. 11 points. Even against Frank LaRose and Matt Dolan, he was beating them by upwards to 5 to 12 points. Even in we have other polls from March 11th where Brown was winning. Moreno 6 points. Moreno 4 points. And Bernie, like I said earlier, Bernie Moreno has already won the Republican primary, because the Democrats know he's going to lose against Sherrod Brown. They literally spent millions of dollars to help fund his campaign. Or not fund his campaign, sorry. They did millions of dollars in ad spending so that he could win, because the Democrats know Sherrod Brown will win against him. And so also, Sherrod Brown was the highest, had the highest fundraising in quarter one for 2022 at $12 million, $10 million more than Bernie Moreno. So this is quite astonishing to me. And I'm going to say that it's going to be a lean state, because there are a lot of rural areas in Ohio, but also think about Toledo, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Columbus, Akron. There's all these big major cities that helped Obama win, that helped Sherrod Brown win in 2018. Even looking back at 2018, we can see that Sherrod Brown won by roughly 7 points. Sorry, I had to count. But I mean, if look at, you can see all these big cities. Columbus is here, Toledo's here, uh, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Dayton, all these big counties that have lots of people. And so, really, depending on who wins the presidential election, will depend. Whoever wins the presidency will decide who controls the Senate. I personally believe, when I look at this map, I say, well, currently I'm pretty torn on who I think will win the presidential election. So it's really all gonna depend on if Biden or Trump wins. It could be Democrat control. It could be Republican control. It really is just going to depend. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching today. I put a lot of work into these videos, and I've really been happy with all the people that have been subscribing lately. So thank you guys for watching. My goal on this channel is to really spread an independent view of politics in our America, because everything has been so polarized recently, such as Let's Talk Elections has been so liberal and Right Eagle Politics has been so conservative, that I wanted to make a moderate view for people so that they could see an independence view and really put the facts first before all of the bias and everything. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching today. Make sure you subscribe, because I put a lot of work into these videos, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.